A group of about 17 teenagers are all happy singing and dancing at the monumental Uhuru Gardens in Lang'ata, Nairobi. Not even the scorching sun can take away the broad smile, sweet voice and dance move. To many of them, this is the first trip to Uhuru Gardens. For some, it is their first day out, away from the dark-littered alleys of the Korogocho slums. With them is a tall Dutch woman. Her name is Mary Sandifat.
Miaka 10 itakuja.
10 years from now, this will be a new Korogocho.
And she has been a regular in Korogocho since July 1996. Mary, then a journalism with a Ditch newspaper, was visiting Nairobi with her husband Frank Salmon, an economist, when a conversation with a waiter at the hotel they were staying got her interest in the Korogocho. The waiter informed me about the life in Korogocho and the Italian priest, Father Alex Zanatalian, who had settled at the St. Joseph Catholic Church in Korogocho.
Akirudi muulize ametoka wapi vita. Saa zingine alikuwa anaweza toka na arudi. So unajua wasiwasi ni mimi niko nayo.
His social work with the children and family there steeped by the curious.
One day, we found Mama Ndungu dead with broken bottles inside her body. We carried her body to the police, but they closed the gates and didn't let us in.
Say the 51-year-old communication consultant. When Mary Ann and Frank decided to pay Father Zeltalian a visit in the Korogocho, they were impressed by the support program he had put in the place for the street children and the less fortunate members of the congregation.
Nikatoka kwa mother, mwangu wa mine anaishi ghetto, Paradise Place, into Paradise, alinipatia keja hapo.
For Zenetelian, asked the couple to support one of the needy pupils from the East Church. First, Stephen Nyaga, Kamau, and later Raphael Oboyo, who had both performed well in the Kenya Certificate of Primary Education KCPE exam. She spent the next 2 nights at the flat in Korogocho meeting the families of the 2 boys. Mary Ann did not know that then it was the beginning of the love story between her family and the family of the Korogocho. She would later make subsequent visit. I was impressed by the strength of the people living there and how they survived. I had been in slums of Zimbabwe, Indian, Mogadishu, but in all this, I had seen Korogocho is the worst place to live in the world. It was very overcrowded and filthy, yet the family and children living there have a very strong resolve to succeed. I have never encountered such hope in my life.
Coach hapo tu, nikaenda Kisumu ndogo huko. Alikuja akanipatia kijama na mabati na akanipatia kitanda na mati. Akaniambia wewe anza life yako hapo. Acha kusumbua mokoro huko jueka. Sasa niko na bus. Sasa niko na kwangu. Iko sasa kwa mother niko kutembea. Sasa nikipata ganji napiga luki unaona.
1997, she rented a flat and spent a month there. It was then that she got inspired to document life with people that she had met in Korogocho.
Mimi naweza ambia maboy wanafanya hiyo story ya udingo bana tu kureform ndio form. Kureform tu ndio form. Mtu tu yani afadhali uishi maisha simple but refu.
For 14 years, she developed this into a book, which was published in Dutch in the 2010. Even though she is a woman of means, Mary Ann stayed in Korogocho wherever she visited because she was a custodian to the community. She also liked the dramatic occurrence in the slum.
The boy mwenye nilikuwa naye alikuwa dingu. Alikuwa anaenda kazi saa 8, anarudi saa 10. usiku. Alikuwa anachukua ile daga ya Somalia na bunda.
Whenever I am here, the unexpected happens. I met someone new or something new happens.
Bado tuko na akili ndogo, unaona? Tukachafua mara ya kwanza maeri tu hapo Bangu. Supermarket tu kilikuwa hapo. Kairokota. Saa moja mageza ya saa moja.
Jioni.
Jioni. Tukaichukua.
Or something good happens. She added, Nyaga and Obuya later finished secondary school, but it was Obuya who joined the University of Nairobi and started community initiative at the Korogocho.
Nikakaa huko mwezi wa kwanza, niko na udui na nipiga aje. Mwezi ya pili, tatupigia umori wangu simu, unaona? Halo, kwani uko wapi bro? Nikamwambia mimi nenda Hocha. Akaniambia, acha nikutumie kitu. Wewe urudi Nairobi tafute pesa. Nikamwambia isutu mimi hata huko nafikiria nenda hepa, sina fare, niko nishapigia hesabu mbuzi aunti yangu ilikuwa hapo. Naangalia hiyo mbuzi.
While Nyaga keep himself busy as a human received activism, Mary Ann shares, she explained that not for the negative society influence that Nyaga had from home, he would have had an interest in the college. There was a lot of drunkardness in his family and the area, and we talked to them about it. Mary Ann said emotionally. Suddenly, Nyaga was later murdered by the gangs in Korogocho in February 2012, and Frank and Mary Ann traveled to Nairobi for his burial at the Lang'ata cemetery for his death.
Tulikujanga tu kudenye aliangushwa huko akienda kuiba Nakuru. Ndio tukakuja nikamove on.
Mary Ann said the death of Nyaga affected Frank especially because he was very attached to Nyaga. In the meantime, Obuya graduated in 2005 with a Bachelor of Commerce in the Finance from the University of Nairobi.
Please, tafadhali, kama utaona hii video yenyewe, take care ya ule msichana unaona yenyewe huyu ako chuo, ako na talanta fulani, usitake adisposiwe, haribiwe hiyo talent ako nayo ama nini.
3 years later, in 2008, he founded the Obuya's Foundation, an initiative to promote education in the urban slums.